This episode of Sessions with Stef is brought to you by our partner, Fearless Sounds. Francesca Sacerdoti, along with her amazing team, take care of every artist's needs when it comes to marketing, playlist placement, advertising, and artist management. You can follow Fearless Sounds on Instagram and Facebook, or just give them a call at 514-409-6061. Thank you, Francesca, and thank you, Fearless Sounds. And now, we present to you our latest session with Stef.
This episode of Sessions with Stef is brought to you by Birra Finelli, sponsor numero uno, because fucking beer is awesome and Birra Finelli is awesome, guys. This is amazing. Welcome to another episode of Sessions with Stef. We got a fantastic guest, which I'm going to be introducing soon, because first we got to talk about Birra Finelli. I love this guy. He's sponsored and sent a case of beer. What the fuck, man? I mean, I love it. And it matches. It matches.
You see, I knew.
Look at this.
That's why I did it.
You got it
because of Birra Finelli.
Birra Finelli. Thank you so much, guys. This is a local beer in Montreal. Well, Sorel, I believe, is his,
Sorel
right?
Tracy. That's where the plant is.
Sorel Tracy. It's a local beer. Well, a local Italian beer. So how much better than that? It's done here in Canada, here in Montreal, close to Montreal, but he does Italian beer. This is the Rosso. He's got an Italian pale ale, which is amazing. He's got lemon beer, which was fantastic. I tried the espresso. Yucca beer.
Yes.
Fantastic. A bunch of different, the blondes, of course, all the regular.
Zucca, by the way, not yucca.
Did I say yucca? Zucca.
Yes,
Zucca. Same thing. We're close. I tried them all, and they're all fantastic.
Yeah.
So, guys, you can buy them anywhere. They sell them in restaurants, stores, groceries, all of that stuff. I don't know if you can sell directly, but if you see Birra Finelli, buy it, take it off the shelf, because it's fantastic. And again, I'm going to thank you so much for sponsoring. Lisa, give the name, number, and all of that stuff.
Thank you so much, Birra Finelli. It is Mr. Frank Finelli. So they can be, you can go and see them at 100 Rue Plante in Sorel Tracy, or you can contact them at 514-262-8654. So they do distribute to restaurants, dépanneurs, grocery stores. So it's definitely, the cans are just like ultimately amazing. They're so enticing. It's wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. That's amazing. By the way, hi, Lisa. How's it going there?
I'm good.
Lisa,
How are
the
you
voice
guys?
Behind, she's doing all the work there.
Yes.
Helping me every
Sweating.
time I go off. Every time I go into a wrong topic or whatever.
I run. I don't touch it.
So yes, Birra Finelli, thank you. Of course, every week I say, what am I going to drink? If you watch the show, you know that I'm drinking something every week. Now I don't even have to think about it anymore because he's around. I love it. And we have a new sponsor, guys. This is fantastic. I really appreciate any sponsor, but we've got Franco Palmitano, who is definitely Porte-Fenêtre Langelier, guys. Good old St. Leo.
Yes.
He's got his place on Langelier. He does doors and windows, aluminum. Fantastic. It's a family-run business in St. Leonard. 40 years.
Yeah.
40
That's
fucking
crazy.
years of doors and windows. They know what they're doing.
I haven't even been alive that long.
You haven't been alive that long.
So you have to trust us. These guys know what they're doing.
You were in your mother's belly.
I was
and he was fucking putting doors and windows up. He knows how to do it. He's fantastic. Of course, commercial stuff. I would imagine residential, anything. They're ready for any type of door and window in the aluminum. They do it on site. They do railings as well, balconies, all high quality certified products. Fantastic. Porte-Fenêtre Langelier. Lisa, where can we find them?
I will tell you where we can
Tell
find
me.
them. They are at 8183 Boulevard Langelier in Saint Leonard. And you can contact them at 514-326-0086. Amazing work. They're certified. The work is top-notch, high quality. Thank you so much. Porte-Fenêtre Langelier.
Franco, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Keep doing what you do, because 40 business means you're doing it right.
Yes,
so, amazing.
exactly.
Thank you. And now we're hitting into what we do here on Sessions with Stef.
Besides drink.
First off, I'd like to thank everyone, whoever watches this show. Thank you so much. Keep subscribing. Tell your
Thanks,
friends.
Ma.
It's a local, like Porte-Fenêtre Langelier, we have a local podcast going for local musicians. Lisa has a podcast going called Let's Talk It Out. Same idea. They cover artists and businesses and actors, actresses, all of that kind of stuff. Different types of interview, but they're really cool, very inspiring. I like to take care of musicians, singers, songwriters, all of that stuff. And today we have an amazing guest. I've asked him numerous. Well, so he's amazing because he's a fantastic singer. His name, guys, welcome, David Marino. Thank you for coming on the show. I'm gonna shake your hand.
Wait, who's that? I never heard of him.
We have.
And he's not 40 years old yet.
No, it's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
I met David years ago.
Yeah.
We did a gig where we were together. I think we backed you up for a song, right?
In RDP, right?
Yes,
We did it at the Chateau Brillant. Is that what it's called?
Exactly.
Yeah, and
Exactly.
I sang like an Elvis version of Torna Sorrento.
There you go.
nice.
Okay, you see?
Yeah, and
So
I remember
we met
that.
there. So basically, David, we accompanied numerous singers. There was, I don't know, 6 or 7 singers, and we had to accompany. And David, they were all fantastic singers for sure. But David came in look how young you look. Young boy comes in. I mean, we're talking 6, 7 years ago. So you were
I was even younger. Yeah, I was like 19.
19 years old.
Yeah, 19.
So 19-year-old guy comes in, I'm going to say more prepared than anybody else. Came in and said, I do this song in this key. I played that song. I put the band, said, okay, guys, we're doing this. This is how we're doing it. And bang, like butter. But 19 years old, and he left an impression because I thought he was 40. The vibe came across as like, I'm gonna have to say Michael Bublé.
Yeah.
I know you do the style of music is similar, but the vibe, it's the vibe.
Right.
So you sing amazing, but the vibe is super chill on stage, super like, this is what I like, and I'm gonna give you what I like and what I do, and this is it. And it comes across as so nonchalant. It's super hard what he does, but he does it so well, so easy. And this was 19. He came across like he was doing it for 50 years. But like
maybe in my past lifetime. Who knows?
There was no rush. There was, singers, even experienced singers, still, they're gonna squeeze the mic.
Anxiety. There's
an anxiety, and it's normal.
Yeah.
Man, you just came in there and you had a vibe. And from then on, I had him here, and I started the podcast. I'm going to reach out to him. Why he hasn't been on before? Because he's out of town. Because he plays...
I've been out of town a lot, yeah.
He plays jazz clubs all over New York. Guys, 19, 25. These are gigs that people at 60 try to get, and he's getting them because he sounds so good. We're going to see a video of his crooner stuff, of some jazz stuff. And... man, so good.
Thank you.
So I'm going to say
Appreciate it.
Michael Bublé. I'm going to say Harry Connick.
Oh, yeah.
We've
Thank
got
you.
a big mix of that, but you do all the old stuff fantastic.
Thank you so much.
And like I said, your vibe is good. So what got you into music? How did you start? You must have started at fucking 2.
Well, yeah. No, I mean, I started singing at 6.
Okay.
But music, I started, I did violin lessons at 3 years old.
Holy shit.
And then, but I stopped at 6.
Okay.
Because I wanted to sing. Because my dad played a Sinatra record for me.
Okay.
They Can't Take That Away From Me. It was a song.
Oh no, they can't take that away.
Exactly.
From me. Yeah,
exactly. And then from there, I wanted a fucking fedora as a Christmas gift.
Frankie, it was good old Frankie.
I got a fedora as a Christmas gift.
Love it.
I wanted to be like Frank. At 6 years old, I was wearing fedoras.
So he was your guy.
He was my guy from 6 to now. I mean, I always listen to Frank. Who doesn't love Frank? And so I sang all his hits. As a kid. And then from there, I was exposed to more crooners. Bublé. I saw Bublé, Harry Connick, like you just mentioned, Tony Bennett. It's a big. Tony Bennett is one of my biggest idols and inspirations. I listened a lot to Mel Torme too. Mel Torme, with more jazz, more real jazz.
How did you get into that vibe? Like, how did you? Because you're a young guy, right? So, I mean, I have my son too. I try to expose him to everything. He's 17, and he's going to pull out that heavy metal.
Well, yeah, you know what? I think there's just something. When I heard that Sinatra song when I was 6, it's like it's in my bones.
It spoke to you.
It spoke to me, and I've never strayed from it. It's just, it's part of me. It's part of my soul. It's part of who I am. and it's hard to explain. You know, it's just.
That's why it comes out so naturally.
Yeah, it just there's an emotional connection that I have to the music. I feel like, and I don't want it to die.
Yeah.
So I'm doing my part in, hopefully keeping it alive for as long as possible because it's too good. The songs are just too good. There's a reason they lasted this long.
Yeah, very true. They are.
There's a reason that they're not dead yet. There's a reason that Michael Bublé and Harry Connick came and all those people. Because
Harry's a beast.
Harry, that and his piano playing.
I saw him live.
His New Orleans style, it's just
and his
impeccable.
vibe as well.
His vibe, chill.
The guy's the funniest guy I've ever heard. Like, I've laughed more at his concert than at a comedian's show. I swear to God. Super funny, grabs the mic, talks to the crowd like nothing. But
that comes from watching the Rat Pack and and
exactly.
Dean Martin. It's so funny. Oh my God! And
so you started. Yeah. Did you study? Like, did you? What did you study piano as well, or just take vocal
I did a bit. I studied like basic chords and things like that, but I didn't really study piano.
Okay.
But no, I took voice lessons. I met a musical director in Montreal. I don't know if you know him. His name's John Gilbert.
No.
You don't remember. But he's a brilliant musical director and pianist, and he specializes in the Great American Songbook and in standards. He actually worked with Michael Bublé pre-frame.
Wow, okay.
So he worked with him sort of, he guided him, he coached him a little bit, when Michael Bublé came to Montreal for a couple of years, I think.
Okay.
So he taught me everything. I met him when I was 10 years old.
Wow.
And I went weekly for lessons. Every week I would go and he'd teach me all the songs from the Great American Songbook. Cole Porter, Harold Arlen, Gershwin, all the songwriters. All the great songs. And he, taught me phrasing and the back phrasing and forward phrasing and then all this, just how to approach a standard.
Okay.
And sort of he really guided me in that direction. That really helped me and molded me as a singer, as a jazz singer.
Did you get into the women of jazz? Did you get into the Ellas?
Ella, of course. I mean, Autumn Leaves.
The 10-minute version of Autumn Live.
Yeah, so good. And her Crimea River is the best Crimea River.
Amazing, yeah.
No. Ella is just unbelievable. I listened a lot to Peggy Lee. Too, which was more of a chill vibe,
Wow.
But all of them, Rosemary Clooney.
And you still listen to
that's my music.
I love it. I love it.
I just
you know what
bit
you
of a
want.
nerd. Yeah.
You know what you want, and you dive into it, and you.
Yeah.
Wow.
But also that's also my education in that comes from studying the greats.
Yeah.
And listening to Sinatra and Tony
down.
Bennett and breaking it down, how they phrase, because it's all, the thing is they make it sound so simple.
Yeah, right.
And so easy.
Yeah.
But it's that's what's hard about it.
Yeah.
Because
that's the whole thing about that is how to make it sound easy, because it's not.
Yeah, because there's not, especially in what Frank did, or like in Ella that she did the scatting and stuff like that, but in what Frank, and there was no riffing.
Yeah.
It was just.
They're not doing these crazy
runs. It's just the song and the story, too.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these singers, what I learned is that they're actors. Sinatra was an actor. When he was singing, he was communicating a lyric. It was all about the story, and I think for me, that's how I try to approach a song, too, and tell the story.
Did you write your own songs?
I started a bit, but I haven't released anything out there. But I do dabble in songwriting. I write lyrics a lot, things like that. So, but one day it'll be.
The good thing is you're building experience and playing in New York. Where else do you play? Like I saw some.
I was just in California. Yeah, I was just in. I was in San Francisco, and San Francisco was amazing because I saw Tony Bennett's statue. Because they built his statue, and he would sing a lot there. Well, he did. I Left My Heart.
In San Francisco.
And he sang a lot at the Fairmont Hotel. And I was there. I was standing there. It's like I felt Tony Bennett's presence.
My God, that is so cool.
So it was something, and goosebumps. And then I went to Palm Springs.
Okay.
Which is the desert. It's a small town, but they love jazz there, and that's where Frank Sinatra lived.
Yeah.
So I saw his estate. And everything, cool. I got the whole vibe. I saw where he got into arguments with his wife, Ava Gardner, at the time, because he would slam those wine bottles, You see the dents in the furniture,
Wow, that is so cool. And you did a couple of gigs out all over?
I did in Palm Springs, mostly Palm Springs and San Francisco, and then I just came back. But it was
so cool.
It was fun. It was a good experience too, because I was singing with pickup bands.
So that's it. You don't bring your.
Yeah, I
band.
didn't bring, well, not to these ones, but
Yeah.
I might bring it to the next. There was challenging moments, with the pig. Of course, and nobody's fault.
Yeah.
It's just I met them the day of the show.
Here are my charts.
Here are my charts, and like
do you
I did
take
my
care of all your
best.
charts?
My musical director John helps me with them,
Okay.
who's here in Canada.
Yeah.
He does them lickety split,
Yeah.
as good as possible. But so I went there and I gave them the charts, and they're good. They're good charts, but of course, you meet them the day of. There's little things. It's only normal. We're human,
That's right.
And so.
And of course, there's a lot of, I don't want to say ad-libbing, but there is, it's jazz,
Ad-libbing,
right?
exactly,
So
exactly.
It's a lot of ad-libbing.
But that's also part of the beauty of it, because
Yeah.
you go up and it's like you don't know what the hell's gonna happen.
Do you
and it's
do you
yeah.
give the musician a chance? Like if you see there's a cool solo, do you give him another turnaround, or do you?
or if I forget to come in,
right? Yeah.
like, take it again, man.
You're good.
It's great. You pretend that it's not a mistake.
You know what's funny is I saw Harry Connick.
Yeah.
This was live. Okay, I swear to God, he's got a fucking orchestra.
Mm.
And sax player gets up and does a solo.
Yeah.
And he's ripping it to shreds.
Yeah.
Harry Connick now it's his turn. He's coming back in.
Yeah.
He stops the band.
Yeah.
Live.
Wow.
We're like 10,000 people in the stadium. No, actually, it's smaller. It was like Place des Arts, but
Yeah.
it was maybe 2,000 people. And
Like the
he's,
Wilfred Peltier or something.
Yeah,
one of those.
something.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the one he videotaped. So the Quebec City one.
Oh,
I was at that
one.
show, but
Oh,
not in
wow.
Quebec, in Montreal. So when he went
Yeah.
to Quebec, anyways, the sax player does the solo, and he's about to come in, and he stops. Okay, guys, I don't normally do this. I need to stop this. So he looks at the crowd. He says, guys, I don't know. That fucking sax solo just blew me away. And I know I'm not supposed to stop a song, but I need to hear that solo again. I want to hear him he's on fire tonight. So
Yeah.
I'm doing this. He literally told the crowd, I'm doing this for me and my musicians. I want this guy to shine again
that.
because
I
it
love
was
that.
so fucking good.
Yeah.
So band, we're going to take it from this bar and take the solo. And I was like, what the fuck?
I
This
love
guy's
that.
live.
Great.
Live.
You know what I love about that is that it makes you feel like you're in his living room.
That's exactly how
And
I
it's
felt.
like you're there. This isn't a show.
Yeah,
it
wasn't a show. It was. He felt it so much that he said, "Fuck this
exactly.
shit! I want to hear that again, and
Yeah.
and I want to take that solo again and make And he's
Yeah.
pointed out the sax player, man, you just blew me away. Yeah. That was one of the best versions of that solo I've ever heard you do. I'd like to, you're on fire. Let's do another solo from there. I was like, what the fuck, man?
That's amazing.
So-
no, he's brilliant.
Yeah.
He's
So
brilliant.
so as a singer, and especially
Yeah.
you're going to different clubs and
Yeah.
you're playing with new guys, man. That's a challenge.
It's a challenge and it's good. I think I'm at that
Oh, it
perfect
kicks your
age.
ass.
It's great. Yeah, I know
Kicks your
exactly.
ass. It's great.
And I've been learning so much from that. And the players are just amazing. I had the chance in New York. Oh my God, I'm still on cloud nine. I played with Tony Bennett's pianist at the Birdland Jazz Club. And he
Wow.
played with Tony Bennett. He's Liza Minnelli's musical director for 30 years. And he was there, and these guys, they're just
they're
they're brilliant. It's like I went with that "You Make Me Feel So Young" video that I don't
which
know
we
you're
are
showing,
gonna
we're
play. We are gonna play.
That night, I went. Okay, first of all, I didn't even know I was gonna sing that night because it was an open mic.
Okay.
At the Birdland Jazz Club. That wasn't that wasn't my show. I was having a show another night.
Okay.
But that I just got up. There was a lot of singers, and they got up and sang at the Birdland Jazz Club.
Okay.
And I decided I decided to walk in, and I wasn't like I was dressed in a sweatshirt. Like I wasn't, and I was like, okay, I'll get up and sing a song.
Okay.
I didn't have any charts.
Oh, okay. So you just called the
And
song.
I said, okay, what's something they'll know? You Make Me Feel So Young.
Yeah.
They'll know that. Pianist, You Make Me Feel So Young in D. Bang.
Yeah.
Just like easy, perfect.
Just shit it out like
And
that.
it's exactly they shit it out.
I sweat like 55 times. Hey, just bring it down to 2.5. Oh,
Exactly.
okay. But whatever. Yeah.
And I swear, I was like blown away by that.
Well, we're
that
gonna play it right
pianist,
now. Let's
Ted Firth.
Let's watch this video right now because
he does a great solo in there too.
amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So You Make Me Feel So Young, guys. You'll know what I'm talking about.
You make me feel so young. You make me feel like spring has sprung. And every time I see you grin, I'm such a happy individual. The moment that you speak, I wanna go play hide and seek. I wanna go and
shitting it out like nothing. I love it. No, I love it.
Oh, you and I, we're just like a couple of pups running across the meadows, picking up all those forget-me-nots. You make me feel so young. You make me feel there are songs to be sung, lots of bells to be rung, and a wonderful fling to be flung. And even when I'm old and gray, oh, I'm gonna feel the way I do today, 'cause you make me feel so young. You make me feel so young. You make me feel so young.
It's a classic. It's a classic.
Great.
So, doesn't he give the vibe like he's been doing it for a million
I feel
years?
like I'm in a saloon. It's
So
like-
good, so
thank
good.
you.
Yeah.
Did you?
Thank you.
Were you able to see
I
that?
was watching it.
Oh,
Do you see his
great.
charisma?
I know. It's
Isn't
like
it
the
amazing?
way that you move, you're like,
Yeah, man, I love it. I love
Thank
it.
you so much.
So
Thank
good.
you so much.
That's
Thank you.
um.
Thank you. And the pianist, I mean, I gave it to him, and he's brilliant. You know,
Yeah. That's.
it's you know, he's it's just amazing.
I have a question for you. I'm gonna
Yeah.
ask you. Like, there's a friend of mine who's she's really good. She's great.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know her or not. Do you know Charlotte Bandman by any chance?
Charlotte Bandman. I feel like I've heard that name, but I don't know her personally.
Paul Schroeffel.
Paul Schroeffel. Of course, I know Paul
Okay.
Schroeffel.
Well, Paul
yeah,
Schroeffel's girlfriend.
Oh,
Or girlfriend, wife.
that's why. That's why I've heard it. Yes,
That's-
yes. Because yes, I know Paul Schroeffel. I met him once somewhere.
Okay, you never gigged with him. You
At,
never played with him.
No, I was about to, and then the pandemic hit.
Oh, okay.
And then there was a whole, and then I don't know, and then I went out of town, and then it just
Gotcha,
never,
okay,
you know,
okay.
yeah.
Because she's the
Yeah.
teacher at Vanier. She's runs the program at Vanier.
Yeah.
And she's been in the jazz business for.
Wow.
She's a jazz singer. Great. She's phenomenal.
Wow.
I like. You should. Hook
Oh my
up
God,
with them, man.
I'd love
Hook up
to.
with them. Talk to them.
course.
And they can.
Yeah.
I mean, Paul did the album for Nikki Yanofsky.
Right. Right.
Monster player. Monster.
Oh, wait a minute, Paul. Oh, God. I'm slow. I've done a gig with Paul Schroeffel.
You have? Okay.
I've done. For some reason, I was thinking about a completely different person.
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha,
No,
yeah.
Paul Schroeffel, the pianist.
Pianist, yeah.
Yeah. Of course, Paul Schroeffel. No. I did a gig. I got upstairs with him.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. For
Yeah,
sure.
Paul. Oh my God,
He's a
no,
monster.
Paul's a
Yeah,
monster.
yeah, he's great. He's
Paul's amazing,
He's
amazing.
really good.
Of course, he did the albums with.
Nikki Yanofsky.
Yeah, and you know Rich Irwin.
Yeah,
Right?
Rich.
Yeah,
Drummer.
Drummer. Yeah, I do
yeah.
plenty of gigs with him, and Paul.
Morgan,
where,
you know
Morgan,
Morgan
Morgan,
Moore?
I've only done one gig with
Okay,
Morgan Moore,
I know
but
Morgan
I did one.
I went to high school with Morgan.
Yeah. Oh wow.
No idea he was a musician. I was a fucking.
Oh my God.
I was a rock band.
Were you in
know.
university together too, or just
No,
high
I went
school?
to high school and then I didn't see him for years, and then I ended up playing a salsa gig with him.
Oh wow.
Morgan, did
And
you
you were
go to
like,
Loyola?
what the hell?
Yeah,
the hell?
When the fuck did you start bass? It's like, I studied it. Like he went like. 'Cause
I didn't
he
know you
went-
were a musician.
He went,
Yeah,
I was
that's
always
great.
in music from a young kid, but I didn't go to university. Like I did the McGill
Yeah.
Conservatory.
Right.
But he,
Yeah.
from high school, went straight to like Vanier.
Oh,
and
Vanier,
then-
he did the
and
whole
then
spiel.
the whole McGill thing. And it
Bachelor's.
was great. I just didn't
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
like
yeah.
I left high school and you know, and I'm like,
my God.
fuck, bro, I know you. You went to
amazing.
Loyola. Yeah, I was cool, man. Great bass player. Anyway.
Yeah,
too funny.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna introduce you guys to Paul and Sharda. They're
Yeah, amazing.
She's
amazing,
fantastic.
amazing.
She's fantastic.
Oh, amazing, yeah.
did a lot of work with Andre
Paul
White.
is-
You know Andre
Yeah,
as
of course,
well.
Andre White. Yeah.
I know that whole crew.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Wow,
well,
cool, no.
I never.
Well, they're so good. Montreal, you know what? Montreal has a great musician scene. It's
Absolutely.
insane.
Absolutely.
Like, it's New York. Like, I was in New York. I was like,
Yeah.
it's not like
So you know
Montreal's.
Fraser Hollins.
Yeah. I did a gig with him at Upstairs, too.
There you go.
Yeah.
He's great. Yeah.
But, no, when I went
he
to...
went to New York.
Right.
He studied there. Yeah, for quite a while.
But actually, in an extent, when I went to New York, I said, I thought in my head, you think New York, you think that the
Yeah.
musicians are going to be of a higher standard, but not true.
No.
You know, the Montreal, like they're really...
Standard-wise, it's just that there's 100 more of them.
It's just there's 100 more of them.
That's the
It's
thing.
just the quantity.
It's the quantity.
Exactly.
The quality
Exactly.
is... Hey, they come to study
Qualities.
McGill a lot, right?
Yeah.
McGill, or even in the French side. It's
Yeah.
not in jazz, but...
No, and they play with heart here. You know, there's just soul here.
Yeah,
And
100%.
It's just
Quality is the same.
No.
It's like
Yeah.
you said, it's in your block apartment in New York, there's 4 other bass players.
Exactly.
So
Of course.
you
Of
really
course.
have to fight for that gig. Like,
yeah. No, but I'm fortunate to be. I'm from Montreal. You know,
That's,
especially in jazz. You know, because there's
yeah.
just so many good
Yeah. That's
good
really
influences.
So,
you know?
so do you have plans as to where you want to go musically? Do you want to write? Do you want to release albums?
I do.
you just want to gig? Do you
Well,
wanna...
I am going to be working on my first album. So like this year. So I'm releasing it hopefully by January.
Love it.
Also, I'm doing that's a studio album. Also, I'm gigging at Birdland in New York on December 30th,
Sweet.
and I'm releasing that as an album. So I'll be
that's
doing a
great.
Dave and Marino live at Birdland
Okay.
album, which I'm very excited about. So this is going to
Standards?
be. I'm not sure what the show's going to be like yet, but it's going to be a live show. Everything's going to be there. The talking, the
Recorded,
singing,
everything.
everything.
Great.
It's just going to be a live album. I'm getting an audio engineer for it and all of that. So
Fantastic.
I'm going to release that. And then a studio album, but I'm in talks with a label here, so we'll see.
Okay.
I'm not going to say, but
Yeah.
But if that works out, we'll see. So I'm just waiting on the details for that. So
Fantastic.
yeah,
Congratulations, man.
Thank
That's-
you,
that's
thank you.
amazing.
A Quebec
That's-
label.
You
Yeah,
deserve.
so
No, you
thank
deserve
you.
that. You deserve that.
Thank you. Yeah,
Look.
yeah,
Music is a mix of everything, and
Yeah.
charisma is
Yeah.
the one thing that a lot of musicians don't have,
yeah,
right? 'Cause-
yeah. It's true,
and
and it's
when-
important.
It's
Yeah.
the it factor,
Yeah,
and it's hard to get the one person that does both.
of course. Right.
And you have both. So
Appreciate it. Thank you.
definitely
Thank you.
follow that, man, because you've got it. You've
Appreciate
got
it.
it, and you still have so many years ahead of you.
Yeah, and there's that's the thing, and it's like it's work, and there's a lot of learning and growing, all the time. It never ends. Never ends.
Have you ever done a collaboration, like
With-
let's say another singer?
With another
A duet,
singer.
yeah.
I've done I did duets in New York with some local New York singers there that
Yeah.
are swinging cats over there. I did their names are Nicholas King and Seth Sykes, and they're out of this world. They're great.
Okay, love
Nicholas is a scatter, and he does the whole Mel Torme stuff, and he's
okay.
really he's great. So I did that, and then in Montreal, I haven't done a duet recently. There's a lot of people that I'd love to do a duet with, but it's been mostly just my solo show.
Okay.
But hey, I'd love to.
What about big band? Have you
Big
considered
band.
that?
I
know it's
considered it. The only reason I don't do it is because it's expensive.
Yeah, I got you. I got
If not, I'd do every show big band.
Yeah.
But and I don't want to. You need to pay people properly. So it's I'm not gonna get
But you know what?
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta think big,
Yeah.
put it together,
Exactly.
pay for the rehearsals. It might cost you some money,
Yeah.
but you know what?
It's gonna happen. Oh, it's gonna happen. I mean,
Corporate companies will pay for that show. You put
Yeah.
together a 1 hour show or an hour and a half show.
I did a couple big band shows when I was 16, 17, 18, around there. It was for Mental Health Foundation, Mindstrong at the Jewish General Hospital.
Yeah,
And it was a fundraiser, and we put them together. And I did 3 of those, and it was a dream come true. It was like 18 musicians.
That's beautiful.
It was so good, so good.
Beautiful.
So
beautiful.
good. Actually, you probably know a lot of the musicians that were in the
Maybe
band.
it's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know Ron DiLauro, right?
Ron, of course.
Yeah,
I know
Ron
but,
was
Ron is
trumpeting
great.
there. Ron's the
He's
best
still
of the
smoking
best.
It. Yeah. he's-
Ron's just amazing.
Jocelyn's another one.
Jocelyn was in the band, I'm pretty
Okay,
sure.
there you go.
Yeah.
Because they're fucking monsters.
Yeah.
Those guys are great.
And I had Jim Doxas
Oh, Jim, yeah.
and
Doxas.
a couple, I can't remember the entire
Cool,
band, but
yeah.
they were great.
That's
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
That's
really
so fun.
great.
That's
yeah.
so fun. My God.
Yeah. I hope to do it again. My God, it's been like 6 years or something.
Wow.
Be nice, but
Yeah,
yeah.
it'll come.
It'll
happen.
come. It'll come.
It'll
Yeah.
come. It's
Yeah.
the name. Social media. It takes time, but
It takes time.
It gets there. So
And especially in this kind of music,
yeah.
I find it takes more time.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it's like pop, and a pop singer can at 18, at 17, especially a male pop singer, can, that's their prime, 18, 19, early 20s. But when you think about it, like Bublé, like didn't make it till he was 29,
Of course not. No.
30.
You know how he made it, right? You heard it.
Yeah, the story with the Mulrooney and all the whole David Foster thing.
So
yeah.
Mulrooney, he
He just passed away. Yeah.
He was at a wedding we played the wedding, his niece's wedding
Yeah.
last year,
Oh wow!
and he
wow.
sang at the wedding. I have the video of him singing
Yeah.
he sang a standard, I can't remember which one, but he sang at the wedding last
He
year.
did an album. Did you know?
Yeah, I know.
That album, actually, John, my mentor,
Okay.
produced it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Funny.
He did that. I know. It's small world.
What a small world.
Produced it, and he probably doesn't want me to say all this. He doesn't like attention.
He doesn't like, oh, wrong place to be here. Because you're the man.
Exactly.
You are the man.
But
That's amazing. Okay.
no, but yeah. So yeah, no, Mulrooney and the whole story of Bublé and
Yeah.
that you know,
But it's, Bublé,
Patience.
I went to see his concert as well.
he's great. Yeah,
He's got a,
Yeah.
it's that charisma.
yeah.
It's that.
great.
It,
Yeah.
I don't know what
Did
it
you
is.
see him at the Bell Center? Is
I
that
saw him
it?
at the Bell Center.
Okay,
Yeah,
wow,
great
cool,
show.
cool.
He had the horn section he brings with him. It's
Yeah.
his horn section.
Yeah.
The string section was all locals.
Wow, that's
All girls.
amazing. Yeah.
all
Wow.
chicks. All chicks. It was fucking 13 girls. I was like,
that's
yeah,
great.
man. He knows how to pick him.
Yeah. Oh my God.
No, but it was really good. It was really
Yeah,
good.
that's great. That's great.
So did you ever now in terms of stage presence, how did is it just because you walked on stage and you felt at home? Did you work it? Did you
Well, I did. You know, I think from when I was 6, I've always felt like the stage was my home, you know, second home. But I did work it.
Yeah.
Like I studied acting. I moved to New York and studied acting for 2 years.
okay.
I studied improv and on stage, and like I did some improv comedy. I studied improv comedy.
Wow.
You know, and you know, it's not just to help with my performance
course.
side of things, because that's why I did it, because I've always wanted to be a singer, but I find studying other art forms helps, you know, improve, you know,
Absolutely.
my performance.
100%.
Because ever since I started doing that, I felt that my stage presence improved.
Okay. What
You
about
know,
musicals? Did you ever consider doing a musical?
Yeah. Well, I'm doing one now in Montreal. It's called Spring
sweet.
Awakening. That's where I was tonight, actually.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay,
I was
okay,
in
cool.
rehearsal. But that's in June, but it's funny because it's a completely different style
Okay.
of what I do. Like, it's not jazz at all. It's a
It'll shape you, man.
it'll shape me. It's a punk rock musical.
I fucking love it. Yeah, man.
It's a punk rock musical.
Okay.
Completely different universe
Wow.
from what I do, but I love a challenge.
Yeah. No, but you know
So,
what?
you know
That's
what?
shapes you.
It is what, and you know, like I'm not, you know, obviously I'm promoting my jazz side of things.
Of
You know,
course,
that's what
yeah,
I do. That's
yeah.
my main thing.
Yeah.
But who says you can't do other things on the side?
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, because all of that, you know, what makes you more well-rounded and makes you grow as an artist. So
No,
yeah.
100%. You know what?
think,
It does, because
Yeah.
the trick is to make it you. So
exactly.
at a certain point, you're going to take that punk rock thing, and even if you learn a minor,
Yeah.
could be a line, could be anything.
Yeah.
It could be even a growl in one of the songs.
Exactly.
And that makes it you know, and it's important.
Exactly.
I had a gig with a friend of mine, Emmanuel Caplet. I don't know, she's an amazing drummer.
I've heard of. Yeah.
She's like world-renowned drumming, fantastic player.
Yeah.
She plays on Belly Bum.
Oh, great.
She's
great.
she's a Montreal. You know,
Yeah.
she does clinics worldwide.
All right. Yeah.
Anyway, and when I asked her, you know, I sat down with her because as a drummer, I was like, oh, this is like
She's amazing. Yeah.
fuck,
top.
she's amazing.
Yeah.
I said, so what was the switch for you? And she said, I always loved drums, and I studied with a bunch of different teachers.
Yeah.
She goes, my technique, I always worked on it,
Yeah.
and she used to play in a lot of fusion bands.
Wow.
Just a lot of fusion, jazz fusion, like
Yeah,
heavy
yeah.
fusion.
Fusion,
You know?
yeah.
And then she says, and then there was one, I took a course with this guy, I can't remember who it was, with this, you know, and he's like, well, why are you studying with me? She's like, well, I want to learn. And
Yeah.
he's like, your technique is phenomenal.
Right.
I think you need, you know, just to hear different styles,
Different perspectives.
to open up. She says, and all of a sudden, he's sending me John Bonham. Like
Wow.
these fucking rockers. She goes, you know, I did fusion, different
Yeah.
time signatures, and you know, I would, you know, and then she's like, well, I'm listening to Tool, and I'm listening to John
Yeah.
Bonham's like heaviness and this and that. She says, and it opened up my eyes to say, oh, let me go and grab a little bit of all these greats.
A little bit of that, a little bit of that.
A little bit of that, a little bit of that. How does it influence me?
Tony Bennett had a saying that he would say, and he said, a thief steals from one, but a genius steals from many.
I want to read his book. Right?
I know. I said, and it's true.
100%
Because
true.
because you have to grab from there, and you build your toolbox,
And that's what
and
makes
you add it in.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what makes you you. Exactly.
When that
So-
happened, she was discovered by Toto. She played in the band with the Police, not the Police, but the guitar player
Staying
of
in
the
the
Police.
Police. Yeah, yeah.
She played with
Wow.
Andy Summers, right?
Wow,
They
Andy
had a
Summers.
band
Yeah.
together. Like,
Wow.
so that's the thing is
Yeah.
this musical, albeit completely different than what you do, you're gonna grow from that.
Exactly.
And it's good. It challenges you, and when you're ready to take challenge, and when you're willing to take challenges, that's what opens up the doors.
And you
stuff.
can't. And once you stop doing that, then the growing stops because then it's like there's nowhere to go.
Would you
know?
touch acting?
I'd love to do. I did. Well, I studied acting 2 years in New York, and I did a theater production there in New York. Then I had an agent for a year in New York, but then I lost my visa, my American visa. I couldn't afford to live there anymore, so I moved back, and it was so I didn't really pursue. But I do want to act.
Amazing.
I really want to act. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
That's
I mean,
great.
music, singing, and crooning has always been, my goal.
Yeah.
From when I was 6. But, like I just said, I'm open to many things. So if acting opportunities come my way, or I'm gonna take them.
That's amazing.
So yeah,
that's
I'd
great.
love
That's,
to.
that's fantastic. Wow, cool.
Yeah.
What? Where do you see yourself? Like now you're doing the music. Where do you see yourself attempting? So how do you see yourself growing? Because I feel like the product is complete. You're ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, in terms of the growing, it's in what I've been learning going to San Francisco and it's in the show, in the song selection, in the order of songs. That's an art.
Absolutely, yeah.
And like in the sequencing and how to sequence. I've been learning a lot about that recently, and I think I have a bit of room to grow there in terms of like where I put the song in the show and where I do that here. And so I've been trying to study, like I'm watching Sinatra at the Sands. I'm watching, I'm watching whatever, anybody, like Liza. Sammy Davis was the greatest entertainer.
Yeah.
So in terms of the entertainment side of things, if I watched Sammy, like everything was just, the show builds from top to the end. There's a continuous build in the show.
Kind of
And
like
I
a song.
think, yeah, exactly. And then it ends with a bang, and then there's the encore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so I think I've been learning a lot about that,
Okay.
and different audiences too,
Right. That's
because what I do in Montreal isn't going to work for what I do in San Francisco necessarily all the time.
Yeah.
Or like, how do I find a show that works for everybody?
Yeah.
And like, I think it's more now in my repertoire and in my choices of songs and the flow and I'm learning a lot about that. So, but that's also going to take guidance. I think. Of
course, guidance and
experience and things like that.
that one song that flops. Not flops, but
But it just doesn't.
you're
like,
gonna look at why did it flop.
exactly.
So is it
exactly.
because of the place, and then you'll try it maybe at a different spot in the
different
show?
spot in the show?
Could be so many
exactly.
things. Yeah, that is
'cause
an art.
It's an art. So I find that's been because now I've been doing a lot of shows on my own. Like an hour and 10 minutes. David Marino. So it's like it's different when you're the special guest. You're singing one song, you're singing a couple songs, or if I'm doing like a cocktail gig, that's different,
of course.
because then we're just jamming,
Yeah,
and it's fun, and it's
Yeah.
and not everybody's listening, and and you just have a ball with the band,
Yeah, exactly.
But on stage, there's a duty,
Yeah. Oh, exactly. If you're doing the show vibe.
the show vibe, and
Absolutely,
So
okay.
I'm trying to learn a lot about that, and there's a lot of people in New York helping me, in Montreal, and things like that. So
Do you speak Italian?
Yes, I sing in Italian for sure.
Okay.
but I speak it.
Any songs
jumbled.
in the repertoire?
Yeah, I do Caruso a lot.
fantastic.
I do Caruso a lot. What I like about Caruso is it's always a moment in the show that people aren't expecting.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing the crooner stuff, and then I hit them with Caruso.
And it's like, where did this
and
come
they're
from?
like, and it's a little, but it's part of me, because
Yeah.
my grandparents listened to Pavarotti and the great Italian opera singers and classical singers.
Did that have an influence on you? The
And that
classical?
did. And I notice it also in my crooning, I mean, where I'm trying to distinguish myself a bit from, like Bublé is that like, I am more of a tenor in the sense my range is a bit higher. I try to like, and there is a bit of a classical influence in what I do, which is similar to Tony, because Tony Bennett had a bit of a classical influence too in what he did. He studied classically. I studied classically a bit in New York. So I again, I try to do all styles and see, just fuse it in there. So and find my own. I'm trying to find my own voice.
For sure.
My own. Thing.
I feel you already have your own voice. I do.
appreciate it.
I feel. Personally, I hear power behind what you're singing, and some of the greats didn't necessarily have power.
Yeah, it's true. But they had their own thing.
But they had 100%.
And that's the key. It's not about power. It's not about
no.
Tony Bennett had power.
Yeah. 100%.
But Peggy Lee didn't.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, I hear the difference in yours versus, let's say Frank Sinatra.
Right.
I hear the differences. I hear the similarities as well.
Yeah.
But
of course, because there's that influence.
There's
of
that
course.
influence,
and
right?
there's and I want people to hear those influences.
Yeah, of course.
But ideally, it's like Tony says, I want them to hear all the influences.
I look at Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
This is an example of Bruno Mars. The guy's great.
Yeah.
I mean, I hear every single influence. Yeah. But he's his own person. But I mean,
But
one
you hear
song, okay, well, totally Prince. Like he was in a mood for,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
And then I'll hear Michael Jackson for sure. And then I hear the 80s vibe coming from, and it's like, it's good. It makes him him. And
you hear all their influences and it makes them them.
Exactly.
It's like,
and he could put it in all in one song. And sometimes he can, I don't know. It's good to keep doing what you do. And wow, I love it.
And then same thing for the act side of things, the performance.
For sure.
I feel like as a crooner, like you were saying, like you watched Harry Connick and Bublé, and they're showmen,
Oh my God, yeah.
And it's like that's a big part of the style.
Yeah.
Because that goes with the singing.
Yeah.
That is equally as important as the singing. The what we're doing between songs, the talking.
100%.
It's equally, especially for a crooner,
Yeah.
it's equally as important. Which is why I studied acting, and then I watched like how Sinatra did it, and then Dean Martin, who had his act. Apparently, was an act. He wasn't a drunk.
Really?
He was acting.
Oh, fuck.
I listened to a podcast what was the name of the podcast? I can't remember, but I'll tell you.
Okay.
And it's a podcast about the Rat Pack, and Sinatra, Dean Martin, and Sammy Davis. And Dean Martin was trying to find his own thing.
Okay.
And he discovered this drunk comedic act, like walking on stage drunk and singing the song like he sang, instead of Pennies from Heaven, he sang Bourbon from Heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's hilarious. And then
it was a whole act?
And it was a whole act. And then he would sing some songs, and he would like, he was drunk, and he would like take the mic and he would sing in it the wrong way.
Oh my
like with the
God.
mic facing the other way.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, why isn't it working?
It's kind of like that
It's like
piano.
an act,
It's like that piano player that used to do all those. He used to play classical music, but then he used to like do jokes. I can't remember. Oh my God, my father used to piss his pants. He used to watch this guy. But monster player, great player, but he used to kind of like, like I said, look the other way or like do stupidity.
Yeah. No,
So,
but it was
wow.
a comedic act, and it was brilliant. And he got into a character. He was acting.
Wow.
That's what Dean Martin was, and obviously he drank a bit, but
Yeah,
he wasn't. But Sinatra was way more of a drunk than Dean Martin.
Wow. That's funny.
which is very interesting.
Which brings you to the show has to be.
And the show, and they found what they did. Dean Martin was the drunk. Sinatra was the guy with the fedora, the cool guy.
Yeah.
They had an image.
Yeah.
Sammy Davis was the entertainer who danced.
Who danced,
And
yeah, that's for
and did all that,
Wow.
The Shkunitz.
So,
So,
your parents, did your parents come from Italy or your grandparents?
my grandparents.
Your grandparents,
Calabria on my dad's side, and Campobasso.
Oh, like me?
Yeah. Where Casacalenda was my...
Oh my God! No, my father was Portocannone.
Oh, Porto Cannone. I have family there. So much family there.
Yeah, and my mother
Yeah.
was Calabria.
Oh,
That's
cool,
it.
cool.
So it was
Wow. Cosenza. Okay, Cerisano was.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you
wow.
go.
Fantastic.
Oh, Paisan. We're Paisan.
We don't have
Yeah.
that many Italian Canadians here that do your style of music, so it's pretty cool,
true.
man. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like to think so. I think someone has to do it.
Yeah, there you go. That's.
But I'll
Here's a
try.
question for you.
Yeah.
What's the one song you say that you look forward to doing every night? Like it's part of your show, and you say every time I don't get sick of that song. Like it's.
Oh, there's so many. I like to change up my shows a lot, but definitely do. This is in French and in English. I do Formidable.
Oh,
At most of my shows.
okay.
It's an Aznavour.
Yeah.
It's the Aznavour is the French Sinatra.
Absolutely humongous.
So so that one is always a hit. Even in New York,
Really?
it's a hit.
Okay.
It's like people love it because it's in French and in English, the song. So it's like a mix, and they love that they understand some words and don't understand some others, and they're like
Yeah.
they're captured by that.
It's like, what is happening
They're like, what's
here?
happening when I say tes eyes, ton nose, and they're like, oh my god, they laugh, they get a kick out of it.
Too funny, man. Wow, that's
So
cool.
funny, yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Cool. Amazing. If you
Yeah.
had to choose an instrument,
Yeah,
what would that instrument be?
trumpet.
Nice.
Trumpet. I did play trumpet in grade 5 in my music class. So it was
Okay.
a trumpet thing. I wish I would have continued, but I just find trumpet
So hard.
so hard.
Yeah.
But also, I just love the sound of a trumpet.
Yeah.
It's just so nice. I
It's
just
the
love a
main note.
trumpet.
It's the main. It's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
guy that
Yeah.
he overpowers the rest of the band.
It's true. It's true.
Totally true.
It's true. It's the
Totally
guy
true.
that the sax and the trombone is like, God, not the trumpet.
Right. But his note is so
It's so high.
Dominant.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
that's the thing is there's not many. You need to be super strong.
Yeah.
Because when you're not, it's the first thing you hear that's off.
Yeah.
Because it's so powerful, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God! A quick story. We were playing. I was doing
Yeah.
a wedding, and I called "Fly Me to the Moon," but we started off we started with the horns. We started with the shout chorus.
Oh, okay.
And
yeah.
then we were going into the vocal part.
Yeah.
And so the girl was singing it. So usually most guys will do it in C, whatever.
Yeah,
But this
of
girl
course.
used to do it in A flat. Okay.
Right.
So I said, okay, guys, we're gonna do it. Angelique's gonna sing it, and we'll start with the horns. We're just gonna start, and then we'll drop it down, and she's gonna come walk on stage and sing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
The trumpet player didn't hear. He thought we were playing it in C. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and the whole band came in an A flat, but he started in C. But he was so loud that we had no choice but to follow him. So the whole band went up and played it in C. And she
the
walks
singer-
on stage. She's fucking. She was like on her tippy toes. She was pushing in and I just put my head down. I was like, oh my God, let's train wreck through this. But yeah,
That's a train wreck.
that was it. It was
That's a
she got
train
through
wreck.
it. She
I've never had a horrible experience like that.
It's part of a segment.
but-
I'm gonna ask you.
Yeah.
Worst gig ever. So let's get into this. I want to get it since we're
The
there.
worst gig.
Yeah, man. Like
I never. Maybe I'm lucky, but I never had like a awful train wreck of a gig,
okay, so that's good.
which is good.
And it doesn't have to be musically, by the way. It could be
Yeah.
a person in the crowd that just throws you off. Or sometimes it's the weirdest thing.
Well, I mean, there is a gig I did that was for a crowd of, people who flew from out of town from Europe, and it was in the evening,
Okay.
and they were like on the wealthy side, and they were all very, very tired.
Gotcha, because it was a 6-hour difference.
6-hour difference, and it was like they were forced to be there.
Yeah.
And it was like there was only 12 people. It was a private party,
oh,
and they were like
shit.
on their couches, and it wasn't like and they were there, and the whole time I'm singing and I'm trying to be happy and entertain these people.
It's hard.
and everybody's like
Oh my God.
like falling asleep, like they're tired, like they are tired. And not because I was doing a bad job.
No, it's just
but
yeah.
like they were tired.
And that's what makes
that-
the worst gig.
And I feed on a crowd.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, and it's like, and it made it
It's so hard.
really hard because I was like, I have a job to do.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, how are we gonna get through it? And then especially as a crooner, where I love to talk and banter, I love to talk to the crowd.
Yeah.
There was no one to talk to.
Nothing to feed
You
off.
know,
no
I was
one-
like,
yeah.
I was like, oh my god, like what do I do now? I was saying the weirdest things. I don't even know what I was
Your
saying.
mind
I was
starts
in my
going.
head.
Yeah.
And my mind was turning. I was like, what is going on?
So funny.
So from that, I felt like a robot. I
Yeah.
was just getting through the show.
Every minute
was-
feels like it was 20 minutes.
Every minute felt like an
shit.
hour. It
Okay,
was
take another solo, but it's 3 times I do this
Exactly,
solo. I'll take another one, man. Keep going, bro.
exactly.
Practice.
Anyway.
I did
So
it was funny. And I was with a singer.
Yeah.
And it was a baptism. So
baptism,
before
okay.
we're expecting, they're like, oh my God, my family's crazy. They party like crazy. Perfect. No
Yeah.
problem. We're going to let them dance. We get up there and, they ate, and every course, I tried to, in between course, okay, let me hit them with a song.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Open finish the dinner. Maybe they just want to eat in peace and they want to party later. She said they're partying.
Yeah.
Hey, man, nothing. Like, no one even looked. I did. And then, for myself, it's like, okay, every style possible.
Yeah.
They did not even look at the stage. They did not care. It was a
Nothing.
Sunday afternoon, but did not care.
Just nothing.
So my head, like you, it's just running wild.
It's turning.
Like,
Of
why the
course.
fuck? What the hell is this? Like, okay, am I even going to get paid? Like, do they
Am
hate
I
us
even gonna-
that much?
exactly.
And I'm like, the singer's good. She's a great.
Yeah.
We do gigs 5 nights a week. Like,
Yeah.
she's fantastic.
Yeah.
And, in music, we're playing hits. Like, I'm hitting one after the other, every hit possible.
Wow.
I don't give a fuck. We finish playing, and then I'm like, I go up to them, hey, thank you so much. She's like, you guys were fantastic. Everybody's talking about you. And I'm like,
It didn't show.
I wanted to kill myself. I was like, why did I
that's
take
the
this
thing.
gig?
There are some audiences that are like that.
Yeah.
Even in Palm Springs, it wasn't as bad as but when I went to Palm Springs, it was an older crowd,
Yeah.
and they were very.
appreciate
They
it.
were very attentive,
Okay. Yeah.
but almost so attentive
they don't
that they didn't react. You know.
so hard.
And I was doing my gig, and I was like, they're listening to every little thing, but on stage, I felt like they weren't liking it.
Yeah, 100%.
You know. But then I get off the stage.
And you're fantastic.
Brilliant. Can I have a picture? You know,
Right?
and like, you were brilliant. And I'm like, what the hell? Here
so-
I am. I
it's-
was like, I walked off. I was a bit depressed. I was like, this didn't go
Yeah,
well.
right.
And then
It happens all the time.
It plays with your mind because
Yeah.
it's like,
and I had, like, during the gig,
yeah,
I knew and I didn't. And and I tried to, on the break, I was like,
Yeah.
listen, not every crowd
Yeah.
is crazy.
that's true.
Because
And then you get the
tomorrow you,
really
can
great-
go walk into another place. And I did one place,
Yeah.
I remember it was a corporate party. The first song, we played Route 66 for dinner just to get into it.
Yeah.
And they went wild. The minute they heard a voice, if
went
you,
wild.
oh, tabanagera, and they went crazy during that song.
French Canadians are always the wildest.
wild.
But Quebec has a good crowd.
Crazy.
You know?
They started going crazy. They didn't even got
Yeah.
their dinner. And they were saying, so they knew the girl singer, and they're saying, Angelique, Angelique.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
as
yeah.
a joke, they looked and they didn't know me, and they're like,
Angelique, is
"Keyboard
that from
guy."
La Voix?
Her name was Angelique Desjardins. I used
Oh,
to play with her
okay.
a long time ago.
Oh, wow,
For
okay.
years. And they were just saying, keyboard guy,
Keyboard guy.
keyboard guy, keyboard. I was like, this is the first time it's going to be one of those nights. And they partied hard.
Yeah.
But
you know,
anyways,
sometimes though, there's a challenge with that too, I find,
Yeah.
as a singer.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's so, sometimes when they're too energetic, it's like, you're not, I don't feel grounded sometimes.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know.
because you don't know if they're going to cross the line.
Yeah.
You don't know if they're going to cross the line, and that, because sometimes, the boo starts.
Yeah.
And then they think you're buddies, and they get on stage, and they start grabbing your mic and singing, and I want to kill them, right? You know, that whole thing. But anyways, it is what it is. I'd like to do a quick segment.
Yeah.
I'm just going to ask you, it's called First Thought. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, like favorite food.
Lasagna was my first thought.
That's fantastic. Can't go wrong with lasagna.
Can't go wrong
Favorite
with
movie?
lasagna. Favorite movie? Misery. I don't know why Misery came
nice.
to
Wow. Okay.
Kathy Bates.
That's like out of the box.
I know.
She did do a fantastic job.
She
in that.
did.
Okay, that's cool. That's out of the box.
Did. I'm giving you my first thoughts,
Love it.
literally.
That's the way to do it. What
Yeah,
about favorite TV show?
Favorite TV show? Oh, I haven't been watching a lot of TV lately. Shoot. I haven't watched a lot of TV.
Maybe your grandparents used to watch
I don't watch a
The
lot of
Price
TV.
is Right.
The Price is Right. I do love The Price is Right.
It is
I
fantastic.
know, The Price is Right. I love game shows. Family Feud.
Fantastic.
Family
Yeah.
Feud, there we go, game shows.
There you
yeah,
go.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
cool.
No, but I haven't been watching a lot of TV lately. Just,
Now I'm gonna get into
Yeah.
this is gonna be a deep one. It was Lisa's question actually.
yeah.
What's the favorite lyric you've heard in a song? Like one that hits you, that is always there. That like, wow, that it touched me. There's so many,
Okay,
right?
yeah. It's definitely a Cole Porter song. I know, because
Okay.
I think that Cole Porter has the best lyrics.
Okay, there you go.
Let me see. Oh, God, you asked me this question. It's too hard to answer.
I know.
What's wrong with you?
That's why we go there, right? We go there. You know what? When I was asked this question, I came up with the weirdest fucking answer. So
No, you said, I'm not a lyric guy.
yeah, but then did I tell you what it was?
No.
Thinking here.
It was December Rose, because it's the only one. I'm not a lyric guy. Like I do understand the importance, and I love it when a lyric hits
Yeah.
me. It's just that I'm always looking at the chords, the harmonies, the licks. So I never really pay attention. And I play with December Rose. She's a fantastic singer, and I play in her original band. And one of her lyrics is, "If you want some ass, take a look at your face." And I think of that like, it's so funny. And that's the lyric that I thought of. So whatever. It's not the best lyric,
Inspirational.
but I love it. It's like, yeah,
That's
anyway,
great, that's
anyway,
great.
it's so stupid that I like it. Anyway.
That's great. Okay, I have to. I'll be honest. I still haven't thought of a. I think it's definitely from the. No, it's not a Cole Porter song. It's in the. You know the song "I Get Along Without You Very Well."
I do not know that song.
Get along without you very well. Of course I do.
Well, it's so easy.
Yeah.
It's like,
You hit a note. All right, okay.
I have a cold too. No, the whole song. It's hard to pick one lyric in the song, but the whole song is I get along without you very well. Of course I do, except when soft rains fall and drip from leaves. Then I recall the thrill of being sheltered in your arms.
Wow.
Oh.
You see?
Yeah.
Now you got it. There you
There you go.
fuck,
Yeah.
you
So
nailed that.
it's the whole
now
thing.
sing it. Now sing it. I want to see hear it sound.
It's from in the wee small hours of the album that Sinatra did.
Okay.
The album's brilliant. I don't know if you've heard the album, but the song.
I've probably heard a
Yeah,
couple
you probably
songs
heard a
on-
couple
yeah.
songs, but the whole album, it's a concept album.
Wow.
It was one of the very first concept albums
Okay.
ever. And he did, and the whole thing is that it's being sung in the wee small hours of the morning, and it's all heartbreak songs.
Wow.
Yeah,
Perfect.
so it's
If I
really the
wanna
lyrics.
If
the
I want to
lyrics.
knife myself
If you wanna,
in the
if
wee
you
hours
wanna,
of the
it's all
night.
heartbreak songs. So if you ever, exactly. So if you ever want to cry yourself to sleep,
Perfect. That's great.
you do that with a beer with la bira.
Also.
Exactly.
So yeah, there you go. Bira Fanelli.
Mila Fanelli, exactly.
Okay, cool.
great.
That was a great lyric, by the way, that you pulled out there. Okay, so how about we go into, if you had to pick, I do this because they're impossible to answer. So
There
that's
we
why,
go. Here we
that's
go.
why we
And
do
I
it.
like to think, so it's good.
So if I had to say best pianist of all time.
Of all time.
Yeah.
Oh, like any genre, any style, anything.
It's all up to you. Who you think is the best pianist of all time.
Okay.
It's a hard one. eh?
Oh, that's really hard. That's
You
really,
didn't sign up to come
really
up for
hard.
a quiz.
Oh my God, there's so many in Montreal that I'm like.
Right? Yeah.
Okay.
Are you a Herbie Hancock guy?
I love Herbie Hancock.
Super.
Like Herbie Hancock's amazing. Oscar Peterson. I love Oscar Peterson.
Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong.
The swing in Oscar
Oscar
Peterson.
Peterson. The man.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Oscar Peterson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I just
totally
love the
works.
swing that he has. You know, he
Totally
plays a
works.
lot. I was hesitant a bit because I think for singers, not so much. Oscar, because he has so many notes.
He's busy.
He's a busy piano player.
Yeah.
But on his own, I'm listening to Oscar, you know, any day. So,
True.
yeah.
So if I'm going to ask you who's the best front person of all time,
The best front person?
Yeah, like fronting a band.
Like singer, you mean? Like
Like singer, but
or someone who leads the band, basically.
someone who leads the band. It doesn't necessarily have to be like the best singer. Like David Lee Roth was not a very good singer. Let's just put it that way.
Right, but he was.
But as a front person, wow, you know.
Yeah.
Right, his vibe, his
Yeah.
kicks, his showmanship was
Of course.
made Van Halen, right? Yeah.
Of course. Sammy Davis is the greatest entertainer of all time.
Beautiful. That's a
Sammy
great
Davis.
answer.
Yeah,
That's,
He
Okay.
had command, the showmanship. He just had that all, you know. But
Fantastic.
if I'm gonna also, I love Nelson Riddle. You know, who conducted the orchestras and a lot of the Sinatra arrangements. He made those arrangements. All of those
Okay.
big band arrangements
Wow,
were
okay.
most of them, Nelson Riddle and Count Basie too. Did a lot of them, you know. But yeah.
Fantastic. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna do one last segment. It's one last question, but this is not a first talk question. This is a question. Fearless Sounds does this. Gave me this question.
Yeah.
And it's basically put together your all-time band
Oh shit.
of all the musicians. Like you pick the music, dead or alive. You can pick who's playing drums, bass, guitar, who's fronting the band. It's all you.
What's that drummer's name? That he played with Buddy Rich.
Buddy Rich, I was about to say. If
Buddy Rich.
you're a jazz guy, you gotta
Doing
go
Buddy Rich.
Yeah.
I'm having Artie Shaw on the clarinet.
Cool. That's fantastic.
Having
First
Artie
time
Shaw.
we have a clarinet player on that makes
Artie
the band.
Shaw.
Okay. Who's bass? Upright? You going upright?
Oh. What am I doing with upright?
You can go electric. It's up to you. You can do whatever. John Patitucci.
Yeah.
Bass is the
No,
guy.
I think I'm definitely doing upright.
Okay.
You know, I'm not as familiar with a lot of the like past upright bass players, but I know that the bass player in Montreal that I played with,
Okay,
that I
sure.
love. I'm
Yeah,
picking
well,
him.
yeah.
Remy Jean Leblanc.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's
okay, cool.
amazing. I've always had a good time with him.
Okay, cool.
And
do you have a piano player? Do you have a guitar player?
piano player. Piano is hard. Piano's the
Yeah,
hardest.
you can go Oscar.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I would go with Oscar
Okay.
for that, because for singing,
Yeah.
I think I'd go with Count Basie. I want Count Basie
Okay.
leading the band, you know?
Yeah, man. Okay.
And then I want a big band.
Yeah. So you
I'm
got-
not gonna
you
go
got-
one by one here.
You're right. You're right. You're right. Okay.
So
you're
great.
do you have a guitar player?
I'll go with the Count Basie Orchestra. Whoever was in his
Whoever. Perfect.
was there, you know?
Do you like
Yeah.
guitar and piano in your band, or do you?
I
pick
do.
one
If
or
it's a
the
big
other?
band, yes. So guitar players.
So hard to write for a jazz and crooner to have both because
It is.
it's so
They
clash.
clash sometimes.
So you need
Yeah, it's
to,
one or the other sometimes.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
But when done right, it's fantastic.
Yeah. No, totally. Oh, what's his name? That guitar player. It's Italian last name. With a P. It starts. That guy.
That
You know what
guy.
I'm talking about?
It's that guy. Yeah,
That
yeah,
guy.
Big, like a big.
Pizzarelli, I think, or something like that.
Oh.
That's the first name that came to mind. He's a guitar from New York.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
a great
Not
yeah.
Astor. Pizza.
John. I think it's John.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Pizzarelli. Or
Lisa,
something.
do
Yeah, I'm
some.
doing-
So she's already on the research.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
checking that out.
Yeah.
So many great musicians
So many.
in Montreal music
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
in the scene. So what's next? What can we look
Yeah.
forward to having you back here once you let's
of
say
course, I'd
release
love to.
your album or whatever you're gonna
Absolutely.
come out
yeah,
with?
I'd love to. I'd love to.
great.
Yeah, I mean, what's next? I'm in that musical. That's in June, and then I'm doing.
Where's that?
It's going to be at the National Theatre School.
Okay.
Monument National is the name of the space.
Okay.
June 8th to 15th. Then in May, I'm at the Upstairs Jazz Club on May 24th. May 24th. And what I'm most excited about is I'm at Place des Arts on July 6th.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
July 6th
With your
at the
band, you're doing
Cinquième
the-
Salle, which is like a 400, 500 seat thing.
So
I'm
you're
doing,
selling
I'm bringing my
tickets for
band,
that?
and I'll be selling tickets. Go on sale April 15th.
Fantastic.
So
Now
I'll
we're
do that.
talking.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
I like to hear.
Sorry, so his name is John Paul Bucky Pizzarelli.
John. I
There
knew it
you
was
go.
John.
Okay.
John Pizzarelli. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
You're just thinking
Him.
of pizza.
I was just thinking of pizza.
I got you.
Really,
I
that's
got
why
you.
I picked it.
No pineapples.
I'm with
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
No
exactly.
pineapple
I
on
agree.
pizza.
I agree.
Ha you see?
I agree.
I know, no pineapple.
So Place des Arts. Let's
Yeah.
plug the show. That's again
July 6th. I'll be with piano, bass, drums. and maybe I'll have a guitar player for some different songs.
Sure.
And
Horn.
then a horn probably.
Sax.
So sax or trumpet, I'm not sure yet. We'll
Sweet.
see, depending on the songs.
I love it. That's great, man.
Yeah, and I'm calling it this show Now You Has Jazz, which is it's a Cole Porter song actually. It's the title, and so it's going to be a jazz themed show because it's during the jazz festival. Technically, it's the same week.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah,
When do tickets go on sale?
April 15th.
April 15th.
Yeah.
And where do they go on sale? Where can people?
On my Facebook, on my social media, David Marino, I'll post everything, or on the Place des Arts website, under the 5e Salle event page.
You're on Facebook and Instagram?
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram, David Marino Music.
Okay, David Marino Music on both. So guys, you gotta go sign up, follow, because he's everywhere. He's in town for now, but you know he's gonna be out of town, and
I'm everywhere, all at once.
he's everywhere. Catch him that he's still here because he's going a lot of places, guys.
Yeah.
So check out David Marino. Check out his Facebook page, his Instagram page. I don't know if there's any YouTube. I'm sure you can catch
YouTube, David
videos.
Marino on YouTube.
All on YouTube.
You just watched the video.
Yeah, there's the video.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
That's what I was saying. Check out the YouTube videos of David Marino. Fantastic crooner singer, amazing dude, amazing guy, super chill, a great performer. You gotta go check out one of his shows. Of course, Place des Arts would be amazing. It's a great venue and it's going to be a great show. So check that out as well. Lisa, thank you so much for everything.
Thank you.
No problem.
Our sponsors,
Yeah.
thank you very much. You guys keep subscribing. Sessions with Stef. Check out Instagram, Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube, of course, all of that stuff, Facebook. Check it out. Let's Talk It Out is our sister podcast, which is Lisa. Check that out. It's fantastic. Likumbare is another podcast that we do. And also a wedding podcast called Wedding Chimes with Val. You can check that out. It's fantastic. Keep watching, keep subscribing, and have a good one. Sessions with Stef is now done.